For those that don't, let me go ahead and break down a little bit of information and give you some background on myself. Back in the day, I wrestled all over the world with many different federations, ended up with WWE, many different championships, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm out of that extravaganza and on down the road to a new and different endeavor. Currently, I make movies. I host reality television. I hunt deer. I drink beer. I do whatever the fuck I want, when I want. And I had a great idea about a year ago to do a podcast. And I kind of mulled around. I was kicking this idea around in my head. I said, yeah, it'd be a damn good idea. Give me something to do and kick the shit out of, some ideas I got floating around in my head because, man, I got a lot of shit floating around in my head. And being somewhat of a loner, I don't talk about a lot of this stuff. So now I got something I'm going to get off my damn head on a weekly basis in the form of this podcast. So here we are. And what is the Steve Austin Show? Well, I'll tell you what the Steve Austin Show is. It's going to be kind of the bottom line of the straight facts of current issues at hand, news at hand, current events, shit that's going on, shit that affects you, shit that affects me, stuff like that. I'm going to cover everything under the sun. I come from the world of pro wrestling, so obviously it's not going to be the brunt of the show, but certainly because I come from that world, we're going to talk a little bit about professional wrestling. We'll also talk about mixed martial arts. I'm a big UFC fan. I follow that sport pretty intensely. We'll talk about beer. We'll talk about cars. We'll talk about hunting, fishing. We'll talk about lifting weights. We're going to talk about life in general. At times, I'm going to drop a number on you, and I'm going to drop that number on you right now. The number is 323-622-8623. Now, you're not going to use that phone number right now, but on future editions of this broadcast, I'm going to tell you to call that number, and when you call in, we're going to talk. If you've got a problem, we'll solve that problem. We'll talk about it. We'll kick it around a little bit. If you need some advice, hey, I spent a long time on the damn road. I'm at the age I'm at the things that I've done in my life, I've got a different perspective on a lot of different things. Now, I don't have a PhD in nothing, but I do have a lot of damn experiences from learning the hard way. So chances are I might have been in a spot you are. I've gotten a lot of comments on my Twitter account and through the email that I put out for this podcast of people saying, hey, thanks to me, thanks to you, Steve, I was able to get through a rough patch that I was going through, and I'm flattered that I could have helped anybody back in the day. So now you've got a direct line to talk to me, talk about what you've got going on, and sometimes we're going to open these phone lines up just to shoot the shit. This show is anything and everything that I want it to be. I'm not going to sit here and say, we're going to do 15 minutes of news, and then we're going to do 15 minutes of that, and then we're going to do 2 minutes of that. That's bullshit. I don't want to just jump off and put this show in a box. I kind of want to live and breathe each week as it is, as it comes out. That's the way my brain works, and I'm not going to just say, God damn it, this is a set protocol that we're going to follow each week. That ain't going to happen with me because that's not the way I work. So with that out of the way, let me bring you up to speed with a little bit of the stuff that I've got going on right now in my life. Currently, I've got a DVD which came out a couple of months ago from Anchor Bay called The Package. Now, I starred in this movie with Dolph Lundgren. Had a damn good time making this movie. I play a guy who collects things, debts for a guy. I'm basically a debt collector. A lot of bullshit goes down, and I kill a lot of people and fuck some people up. It's fight scenes. That movie came out on Anchor Bay, and it's direct to DVD. You know what? Let's cover something about direct to DVD right now. People always ask me, so why did you just do direct to DVD movies? I said, man, I'm making the same movies John Wayne and George Clooney made. And Brad Pitt, mine just don't go to theater. They go straight to the goddamn Walmart so you can go buy the sumbitch. So I'm saving you a good piece of action. You ain't got to go spend $15 on a ticket, $4 on a box of popcorn, $6 on a Coke to sit your ass in the theater. You can watch my shit in the comfort of your own home. It don't get no better than that, does it? Anyway, The Package out on DVD with myself and Dolph Lundgren through Anchor Bay. Coming up in a couple of weeks, I'm heading over to Mexico where we're going to film Season 3 of Redneck Island. Redneck Island is my bust-ass hit show on CMT television, Channel 327 on DirecTV, and let me tell you a little bit about Redneck Island if you don't know about it. What I do is handpick 14 of the finest rednecks I can find. I put them on an island. I divide them up into 2 teams, and I put them into challenges to compete against each other. The losing team will come to my house. I'm going to vote somebody off the island and send them home, therefore eliminating their chances to win $100,000. $100,000, folks, is a lot of money. I don't give a shit who you are. That's a lot of damn money. So these rednecks are coming to my island, and I'm putting them through mental and physical challenges to bring out the goddamn best of them to win $100,000. I have a blast doing this show. It's hard to stay in shape because once we go to Mexico, I have a steady diet of tequila. Tequila is good in the right doses. I know all about that. And the beauty about Redneck Island is, you know, for my career in pro wrestling, a lot of times you had to be in shape. And all these sumbitches going to the gym, running on a treadmill, so they got a 6-pack worth of abs. Shit, the only 6-pack I need is the one in the cooler. So I can be fatter than a motherfucker on this show as long as I can do what I got to do to put these rednecks through the paces. I love it. It works for me. I'll drop the weight at a later date when I got to get all gussied up to take my shirt off in a movie. I've got that kind of skill and dedication. Anyway, Redneck Island is right around the corner, so actually I'm on a little bit of a mini diet for that, and I'm only drinking 5 or 6 beers a night versus 10 or 12, but that's another story for another day. I've also struck up a new deal with CMT. I like being in business with these folks. I love country music. I love metal music as well, but this is right up my alley. It's a great demo for me. The name of this show is going to be Steve Austin's Broken Skull Challenge, and I'm not going to give out too much information right here, just sitting here talking about it on the podcast. I've got more stuff to come on that. I'll bring you up to speed on that as we further develop that. But if you think you're a tough son of a bitch, come on down to the Broken Skull Ranch Challenge that I'm about to put on, and we'll see what you're made of. Men, women, redneck, city slicker, it don't matter what you are. If you think you're tough, come do the Broken Skull Challenge. And more details to follow up on that as that comes closer. Guess what? I've got another big announcement. I actually had a part in a damn big-ass movie, an Adam Sandler movie called Grown Ups 2. Shit. Right when I said I was coming straight to your house in a DVD, I'm going to make you go to the theater to watch this son of a bitch. Anyway, god dang it, I got a call from Adam Sandler's people a few months ago, and it was right after I had an ACL, PCL put in my left knee, and they offered me, this part was before my surgery. And I said, well, I mean, that kind of coincides about a month after I get the ACL, PCL put in my leg. And I don't know if I'll be able to do the movie or not. And I'll tell you what, man, Adam Sandler, being the stand-up guy that he is, stood up for me and said, we want Steve for this part, and really had my back on that. So anyway, thank you very much to Adam. He's probably one of the nicest, funniest people I've met in this damn town. And I went and had the surgery done. About a month after that, I was fixing to ship off to Boston to go do Grown Ups 2. And I wasn't even on my crutches yet. I wasn't even supposed to walk. So 3 days before I leave for Boston to start filming this movie, I had to teach myself to walk in the alley behind my house. So, goddamn, it wasn't a pretty sight, but I made it through the movie and had a bust-ass fight scene on top of that. So I'm not going to give away too much of the movie. I just will say it is one of the funniest damn scripts I have ever read, and it was laugh out loud funny. And you know, when you think, well, what is laugh out loud funny? I mean, how many times you really just sit there by yourself and laugh out loud? Normally you do it when there's other people around because, you know, you kind of share in the laughter. This son of a bitch was laugh out loud funny, just reading it by my damn self. So it jumps off the screen. I think it's the best goddamn movie Adam's done in a long time, and I love that guy. And one other late-breaking development that I have going on in my life right now. In July, we're going to start one of 2 movies with Anchor Bay. These are going to be produced through Broken Skull Ranch Productions. I got hands-on creative control from start to finish. I'm going to act in the sumbitch. I'll have a hand in all of the fight scenes, how people get fucked up, killed, maimed, and all that fancy shit that goes on in a movie. And I haven't had that before, so I'm looking forward to it. And we're going to make some good shit happen on a dime. And I think these are going to be my crowning achievements as an actor in this endeavor. Now, I'm not going to say Marlon Brando's going to be up there in heaven with a tear in his eye watching my performance, but if you like action movies, shit, these movies are going to be right up your alley. So basically, that's what I got going on right now. I am Steve Austin. This is the Steve Austin Show. We're going to be talking about everything under the sun. Like I said, current issues, stuff that's going on, sports, football. It's not football season right now. And I'm sad that it's not football season right now because it's the greatest sport known to mankind. Thankfully, we have Channel 212 on DirecTV. You'd think I got a goddamn contract with DirecTV. But I love to watch the combine stuff, watching all these rookies come out of college, see who's going to pick them up, all the strategy behind the draft. And Baltimore has, released a shitload of players. It'll be interesting to see, they signed Joe Flacco, see if those guys can make it back even to the playoff picture. But anyway, big football fan, and we'll be talking about all that stuff. And, I've been working out my entire life, and sometimes even I need motivation. If you enjoy exercise and helping others to stay healthy, I've got a great opportunity for you. The fitness industry is booming. There is a huge demand for certified personal trainers, and you can earn a ton of money. You set your own hours, there's always work, and it's a blast. Getting certified is key, and there's only one place I recommend: the National Academy of Sports Medicine. They make it fast and easy, and it's online. Once you get certified, there are tons of opportunities in health clubs, country clubs, corporate wellness, even helping college and pro athletes. And get this, the National Academy of Sports Medicine actually guarantees you'll score a job within 90 days of earning your online CPT certification or your money back. A guaranteed job doing something you love. Visit USATrainer.com for your sneak peek. Free. That's USATrainer.com. And if you didn't hear me the first time, I said USATrainer.com. I sent out a tweet from my Twitter account. My Twitter account is Steve Austin BSR. Mark that down and follow me if you would. Anyway, I sent out a tweet saying if you had any questions or subjects you'd like for me to cover on my first show, that I'd probably go to the list and answer a few of those. So I figured right now, since I gave you the 4-1 on the format of the show, which is nothing, it's just a fucking show that we're going to run through, and the protocol and the stuff that we're going to talk about, which we have, because I'm so dedicated to my fans, and my fans put me where I'm at, I want to answer questions for them. So, without any further ado, let's go to some of the questions which you guys tweeted to me. Here's question 1. This is kind of a heavy-duty question, and this is a question that's going to lead to another subject for another day when I have more time. Here it goes. Hi, Steve. I want to get your take on how you feel about people whacked out of their minds going on killing sprees. It seems to be happening closer and closer to home. They just had it happen in a little town about an hour away from me where this man just went through a drive-in, and his Jeep stopped and shot 4 people, and then in the end, the cops end up killing him. Do you think tougher gun laws will stop this? What is your take on it? Well, this whole gun control thing, I'm not going to get real political here on the Steve Austin Show, but we'll talk about gun control because I do believe, I grew up hunting and fishing my entire life. I believe in the Second Amendment. I do believe, though, there has been an epidemic of just stupid motherfuckers just shooting people for the damn hell of it. And I don't understand it because it doesn't seem like it happened 10, 15 years ago. All of a sudden, whether it's a pistol or it's a rifle, people are just starting to shoot people. And so, God damn it, we're going to cover gun control in another few shows. But right now, off the top of my head, with a knee-jerk reaction, it ain't the guns that are doing it. It's the idiots that have these guns. And there's never any punishment for these individuals. Now, half of them shoot themselves because they're cowards and they take the quick way out. But, take the cat that shot up the Aurora, Colorado theater. He says he's insane. And, he's got a right to his trial. Bullshit. He doesn't get a right to a trial. In my book, he's red-handed guilty. They know that he did it. It doesn't matter whether he's insane or not. Look what he did. He lost his right as a human being, so you've got to make the system tougher. Light the son of a bitch up. Put him on death row. Put him away. There's a lot of people out there that say, well, I don't believe in the death penalty. Well, that's fine. You sit there and don't believe in the death penalty. But when you got scum like this that do things like this, you've got to have a lot more bite to the justice system. So whether it's electric chair or life imprisonment, we got to get tough. And that's what I think about our country in general. I think America needs to wake up and harden the fuck up. It's just time to stop laying down and watching all this stupid shit happen. There's no reason to allow this kind of stuff to continue to happen without swift and severe punishment. Are you entitled to a fair trial? Yes, you are. Don't let me scare you away. I mean, Jesus Christ, when you got people rolling around shooting people, it gets under my skin, and it gives responsible gun owners a bad name. I happen to be one of them. You know, speaking of responsible gun owners, you know, this reminds me of a close friend of mine. He calls the house the other day, and this guy has been shooting his entire life. He's big into the, the shotgun thing with the skeets, clays, all that bullshit. Hang on, let me take a drink. So anyway, this guy's been using guns his whole entire life. He grew up as an avid hunter. So he gives me a call, and he goes, "Oh, man, you're not going to believe what happened." And I said, "What?" "Well, I got broke into." And I said, "Well, what'd they get?" "Well, they got 2 laptops and my shotguns." I said, "Well, dude, what do you mean you got your shotguns? Why don't you have them in the goddamn safe?"